Alert 4 investigates one of the largest cyber attacks in history.
Hackers launched such a vicious attack, stealing highly sensitive information stored by the federal government.
And you might be one of the tens of millions of people impacted. Chief investigative reporter Lauren Traeger pushes for more answers tonight as locals tell us they fear what happens next.
Very angry, very frustrated. You know, it makes you just lose faith in the system.
Andre Wright says he couldn't believe the letter he received a few weeks ago.
I was freaked out. I was like, what is this? And I read it carefully, and then I read it again.
There had been a security vulnerability, it said, and as a Medicare recipient, Andre's personal information had been compromised. All of it.
My social security number, driver's license number, Medicare beneficiary medical history, including medical records, account numbers, conditions, diagnosis, dates of service, images, treatments, etc. That's everything on me.
Just the sheer volume, he says, is shocking.
They said they even have images of me. I'm like, wow, really? How did that happen?
The letter says he can get free credit monitoring.
The fix that they're offering, is it working for you?
No.
But he says he's been unable to sign up.
No one answers the phone. I mean, I stay on the phone for like an hour. The phone's just ringing. Nobody would never answer.
Left in knots.
It's causing me to have a lot of nervousness, panic attacks, hard to sleep at night, you know, because I'm constantly thinking about this.
Plus the fact it was the contractors of the federal government that allowed it to happen.
That's on them. That's not my fault. I should not have to go through something like this and worry every day what could happen or what may happen or what's gonna happen.
When I first heard about this, I thought this is really bad.
Scott Graneman is a cybersecurity expert and professor at Webster University.
I mean, this is a criminal's dream to have that information, not just for identity theft, but for extortion of individuals as well.
And it's already known who did it. The ransomware gang known as Clop. And it wasn't just the federal government impacted in this same attack on a software called MOVEit. It's used to transfer sensitive data over the internet. By hacking that software, the Clop gang compromised the data of 600 organizations globally, with Reuters estimating an impact to 40 million people.
Pretty much any sort of personal identification information that you would not want anyone else to have is now owned by Clop, the ransomware gang. It's bad stuff.
But he says it's that the federal government has outsourced so many things. That's why Medicare got hit.
That's the problem. We're so interconnected with everything, and we farmed it out with so many different organizations that it becomes a problem.
Freezing your credit could help protect you, but otherwise,
if your data is stored somewhere and there's a vulnerability and the bad guys have been able to siphon all of it out, there's not much you can do.
Is there any recourse for people who've been impacted?
I'm sure that there's a class action settlement being discussed in every lawyer's suite throughout the United States against Progress Software for the exploitation of their MOVEit software, but we'll see if it comes to anything.
And ransomware attacks like these, he says, are only going to get bigger.
So it's not a problem that's going away, and in some cases, as our technologies have developed, it's gotten worse. Yay!
And it's not fair.
It's all so frightening for Andre, now left wondering what will happen next.
Even while we're sleeping, they're hacking. And that's dangerous.
We were able to help Andre get in contact with the company who will monitor his credit, and he has contacted the credit bureaus. But again, Graneman says other than having strong passwords and staying vigilant, there's not a lot you can do to protect yourself from these types of cyber attacks. If you want to read up more on that Clop gang, we've got additional resources for you at KMOV.com and the KMOV News app. I'm Lauren Traeger. First Alert 4 investigates.